folks, Brad here from Orders from Headquarters. How you doing? Man, what a great day. I woke up and it's kind of just got done raining, but man, I think it's going to turn out to be a pretty day. Sun's coming up. I mean, there's puddles all over the place, and I probably ain't going to do any yard work, but it'll let me work in my shop, and that's what I need to do today anyway, because I got a couple projects for you I want to show you. Stand by. Hey folks, you ever had scrap that you just couldn't figure out what to do with? Well, you know, I made that big old play swing set outside, and I figured I got all these little triangle pieces I have no idea what I'm going to do with. Well, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. I finally figured it out. Stand by. Meet me at my table saw. So, the first thing I had to do was set my saw. I set it at a 15-degree bevel, or miter, and then I took the big square end, or the 90-degree, and I'm putting it against my fence with that 15-degree going that way. So it'll make a pretty cool little design. It'll end up something similar to that. So stand by. I'm gonna cut this, hold your ears. Now I like to go one step further. I like to take it and cut that very tip off on the high end. So I'd be cutting the longer end of the triangle off. Now your piece is going to look similar to that. The one on this side's a little better looking, but that's because this one's a little rough on the side facing the camera. The other side isn't so bad. There you go. So, now that we got that cut, we're going to make these into 3/4 inch strips. And I usually let them go just a hair over. So, and I got to straighten the blade back up. So stand by. So now that I got my saw set back at a 90-degree, I'm going to raise that blade up to the top of, to the highest part of your triangle. Now, mind you, I've already set my saw at 3/4 of an inch. It's going to cut that width, which is about 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/4 if it's lucky. But I'm going to run these through, and I'll show you what it look like when they're done. So now that we got all those cut, we're going to end up making, I need the body for the turkey. And I'm going to use a 1/2 round. It was the one I cut out for another project. I just like using scrap. But all I'm basically going to do is cut the body out of this piece of wood. And you'll see I have it, it's a fan shape. So it's basically a circle, but you cut the corners off of it. And it'll make the body, it'll be more self-explanatory when you see it all together. Stand by. Alright, once you get basic shape cut out. It'll look something similar to that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a cut across the neck here and here. It's hard to show you. I can show you on the saw. All right, so this first cut, you have to cut in about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, because I'm going to end up having the middle of this as the turkey head. But all this is going to go. So you end up with that. You'll end up having it cut. There we go. Now, what I like to do after you get to this point, I like to sand all this up so that way it's not so rough, kind of round it around the edges. Just use a piece of, I use 180, but you can use whatever you have. I don't know, I just try to get all the little splintery stuff off of it. You don't really have to, but what the heck. So I will catch you back at my build station. So this is all the stuff we're going to need to put this together. You have the pieces that we cut on the table saw, which are right here. You have the body and the head that we've cut right there. There's a base that I picked up. It's just a scrap piece of wood, plywood, that I rounded over with a 1/4 round all the way around it, because those are the ones I use for my nameplates. But I've already had it made up, so I figured I didn't need to show you, but that's what that is. It's just a half piece of plywood. But you can use any board, doesn't have to be plywood. All this is all throwaway cedar, so it's kind of weird I mix the two, but that's what I normally have my nameplates on, so I figured, I'm just going to use it for today. But I'm going to show you how this is going to work. These, we're going to start off by gluing this edge right here, putting a brad nail here and here. And then we're just going to keep putting them on top, one on top of the other, and it's going to make a fan shape. And then this piece here is going to sit right in the middle, and then we're going to get that in right there when it's all said and done. There'll be a little hole where these go here that'll mount the head to the body, or the body to the fan part. You'll see it'll come out really slick looking, but there's a little gap right in there. See, when you nail your bread, it'll give you just enough. When they're all together, it'll give you just enough. I'll show you more when we get to that point, so stand by. So now we're going to put glue at the top, drop there, and a drop there. Now the important thing is to line up your little lines that you made. So, as you can see, the fan is now nailed and glued. Now we're going to take the other part of the body part of the fan. We're going to line it up. That, I'm going to put some glue on her. Too much glue. Added way too much. I should have listened to Bearded Viking and only used a dab. It's alright. Had way too much. That's for sure. going nowhere now, by George. I think this turkey's about cooked. Now we're gonna line that bottom up. Remember I told you that gap in the middle? So there you go. Now all we got left to do is put the base on, wipe some of this excess glue that I don't want off. Thank God the sandpaper's cheap. And then we got put it on our base. And there we have it, folks. Now, I think if this wasn't for a project that I'm having my grandkids paint, I would have stained this part, all of this. I would have used different colors of stain because I got all kinds of extra stain, and I would have used the feather. It would have made it look more like a feathery coat. And I think that would have been cool. But I'm making them all for Thanksgiving for my grandkids, and they're all going to get a paint one. So that's what my wife wanted, and that's what the general gets. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Make a Turkey. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed making this one, and I'm hoping my grandkids will like it. I'm sure they will, because they're going to like painting, and they like to get together and paint. And I really think it's fun to watch them, all the different creative. I'll have rainbow ones, I'll have earth-toned ones. It'll be funny, and I think they'll enjoy it. So, like I say, get out there, have some fun in your shop, make some stuff, sell it, have a ball. This is Brad, more from headquarters, sign out. And if you like this video, like and subscribe. Thanks.